following Christianity, we are called to give to those who can't return or give back whatever it is that we have. For example, here in SFC, we give to the needy. We have our InVision, our monthly InVision, where we bring food to the homeless. Right, Rika? We also build homes, help build homes for the poor. And just last year, we had our Halloween party where we were able to raise funds for Typhoon Haiyan. So we give to those who can't give back, just like God gave his all. And you can see up there in the cross, he gave his only son to us through his love and through his mercy, even though he knew we could never repay him back. And that is the key, because that is the most important thing. Like in salvation history, he gives to us what we could never have fathomed possible. He redeems us through his love and through his mercy. And that is Jesus Christ. Therefore, we're Christians. Okay. And we're also dauntless. We're called to be dauntless. We're called to be brave. That's St. Michael the Archangel. Defend us in the day of battle. And here we have a modern day picture of Mama Mary. If you can recall the statue where she is crushing the head of the serpent. So this is just another portrayal of her. However, just look at her face, her expression. Is it full of angst and like misery? And no, it's just peaceful, right? Amity. We're called to be dauntless, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. So we're called to use our anger. It's normal. It's normal to feel anger. However, there's what we call righteous anger. Righteous anger, in order to express what might be called as anger against injustices, social injustices like the killing of the unborn, or like right now over in Iraq, we have a genocide of one of the oldest Christian communities who are connected to the Babylonians, and they are being killed for their faith. A little girl, age 6, was crucified just because she was a Christian. And if you haven't seen this sign, the symbol, Nazarene, it's a symbol for those Christians and also in Iraq, and they have been forced out of their homeland, where they've been for thousands of years, just because they are of a different faith, because for their faith in Christ. Minorities as well, not just Christians. And also those things that we see in the news that perhaps even have become numb to, like deforestation, rainforests. So what are we to do with all this going on in our world? Well, we aren't called to just sit and accept, or we're not called to fume about it in our rooms and end up really just hurting ourselves. We're called to be creative. We're called to find creative solutions and therefore bring honor to God. Because when we come together, we can pray and help make others make better decisions and find other refuges. We can help those who are in need together. So we're called to be dauntless and we're called to be brave. And in truth, since God is our Father, that makes us his children, right? We are sons and daughters of God. And if our God, as we know, is a loving God, then we can also trust in him. This might be a familiar quote to us. I'll just read it. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. So trust in him, because he has you. He has you in the palm of his hand. Every little thing that you have, every requirement, every need is provided by our loving Father. When we trust in him, we can let go and let God, right? We can also just be at peace, because there's nothing else that can harm or stand in our way when we trust in His plan for us. His plan is the best for us, and it's our job to let Him work through us, work for us, work with us, and in that, isn't it kind of awesome? Just so we can be that child again, right? Okay. So Christianity means we can be at peace. We can rely on Him. We can rely on His plan for us and know that it is good. He knows our needs, and you can even think in your head, what are those things that He's already provided me with? He's provided me with food, shelter, perhaps transportation, and health, good health even, things that we might just take for granted. And